Hey guys, Robert Strongbottom here, and today I'm going to bring you another assassin deck. It's my favorite kind of deck, guys, but this is just unreal. With the new cards added to the game, there's a few more combos in the game, yeah? And a whole bunch of new decks. We've seen the Gardener of Swords making the Merrick decks more valuable, and all the other intelligence decks that use items more powerful. We've also seen the 3-mana, where is it? The Swindler's Market that makes 0 mana cost decks even more powerful, and Smuggler's Hall, primarily the Action Assassin decks, much more powerful. We see Unsummon, a 0 mana spell that can make Tree Minder ramp you even closer to getting the Hisgrope. I'd say the meta is really weird at the moment because there's just like about 4 cards in the game. Gardener of Swords, Merrick, Hisgrove, and a few others that just win you the game. And it's really weird. Altar of Despair is not one of them. What it is 6 mana. It's in a support, and it has 12 uses. What? Activate, you sacrifice a creature, and then you summon a creature that costs 1. And then the next time you use it, that creature you summon will cost 2, 3, etc. until you get all the way to 12. And it's not how you win the game, but it's like, in this deck, it's just hilarious. And it's almost cheating. This deck just has so many combos with it. And I'll try to go over them really quick. First of all, Ungolem Listener is the only 1-mana card in this entire deck, so when you play your Altar of the Despair, not only will you guaranteed get your Ungolem out, but if you've already played Ungolem, you guaranteed just draw a card and get a 3/3 Death Touch. 3/3 lethal. That's crazy. Second, Goblin Skulk and Cruel Fire Bloom. That's just a simple combo right there. That's why you play Goblin Skulks in the first place, but also gives you your Elusive Schemers that are free. And the free Elusive Schemers get duplicated by the Wisp Mother. Speaking of Wisp Mother, if you have a Wisp Mother on the field, and you use the 1 and 2 charges, the first 2 charges of the Altar of Despair, you do get double your creatures. And it's just ridiculous. Thieves Guild Recruit actually procs a lot of the time, because there's 5 cards in the deck out of 50 that can get their cost reduced. Mundus Stone is in this deck purely because you play a lot of creatures, because of the Wisp Mother and the altars. That's really it. And then who else? Necrom Mastermind's in this deck because you just happen to have a lot of last gasps. And yeah, the way you play this deck is you play it like a control deck. You don't attack the face, like ever, unless you have a Goblin Skulk, and you kill all the creatures, wait for them to get in top deck mode, and then just build up your massive board, sustaining your huge combo, and you win. It's called Altar Assassins by Inez, and I will link his deck in the description. This is the deck. It also has a Fate Weaver, because why not have a 6-drop with the Altar of Despair so you can get to your 7-drop Wisp Mother without giving the enemy a sweet roll. And at the same time, you just have a really good amount of prophecies. How do you gain life back, you ask? Well, you use your... oh boy, I forgot their names. 3 mana, 3 2s, and last gasp, they deal 3 damage to your opponent and you gain 2 life. You also have the Mundus Stone to give you Drain. We're going to go into Quick Match, or the ranked mode as it is. And we're just I'm going to show you the power of Altar Assassin, and it's just weird, guys, I will be honest. But I will tell you this, it does have a very good win rate versus Scout Ramp decks, which are very popular at the moment because of the power of Hisgrove. It beats Hisgrove decks a lot of the time. Alright, we are first seeing Pablo McFly. I think that is a reference, and he's playing Assassin deck. And now, I don't want both of these Thieves Guild Recruits in my opening hand because it's really just a 1/2 in the beginning of the game. We want it later, but it's a 2-drop nonetheless, so we'll keep 1. Sage's Agent is a 4 mana, and we do not have the Ring of Magicka, so I'll throw that away because we have plenty of other good cards like the Varanus Courier. First step of every game, say hello to your opponent, and like all the videos you watch on YouTube. It's just a friendly thing you could do to save the world. 1 mana Murkwater Butcher. I respect that. Speaking of respect, I'm going to draw this card, and Cruel Fire Bloom does not remove this because he specifically countered it. And what was I talking about? Indral Archmage. 5 of the 50 cards in the deck are reducible by Thieves Guild Recruit, and it actually triggers really often. Why do we have Indral Archmage in this deck? Well, it's an 8 mana for our altar if we ever get that high, which we never do. And B, you can play it and then sacrifice it to the altar, deal 6 damage to all creatures in the lane. It's also a 6/6 for 8 mana, not 6 mana. This is how we gain life back. Now if I play this Varanus Courier, it will... I don't know what it will do. Let's find out. And I could Cruel Fire Bloom. I'm not afraid of these two. Speaking of which, he has 2 cards in hand. I'm not going to trigger any of his runes because I'm not going to attack him or deal damage to him except for the House Kinsman and Goblin Skulks in this deck. He's not going to kill me. I can tell you that already. Because Altar Assassin does not run Murkwater Butcher. And I don't think the... Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, a Goblin deck. That's actually really interesting. It's the first I've ever faced a Goblin deck. Now I'm actually going to pay for it. Alright, Shrieking Harpy. An amazing card. Let's shackle the 5/4 because we're not going to kill it yet, I don't think. Just in my hand, all I have is Cruel Fire Bloom and next turn a Lightning Bolt if I really wanted to. But it has Ward. Now this is free, however, so I think what I'm going to do is I want to play my Sage's Agent because it will kill any of them, except for the Ward, which can't attack next turn. But real quick, let's just see what happens when we fling this at something. And it actually kills a creature. Cool. So the Sage's Agent is perfectly awesome. Because when I play it here, next turn I can use the Harpy. I mean, he has 1 card. He's not going to be able to do very much with our board. Next turn I can use the Harpy to pop off this guy's ward and then make it susceptible to Lightning Bolt. And then he's got 2 cards in hand. What's he going to do with 2 cards? Oh, that actually makes a really big difference. Now, this trade doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I can Lightning Bolt that, but then there's a 7 power creature on the board. And if we don't have the elixir, and we just use ours only 0 mana sacrifice, other than the Altar of Despair, which is 6 mana the first time you play it. Because if we didn't, I would just play Indoril and sacrifice it to deal 6 damage to everything on the board. Alright, good news is we do have this creature here to block 4 damage, which is awesome. But I think this turn... he doesn't have very much in his hand. So I want to play my House Kinsman and attack his 6/2 just because that's free. Yeah. Next turn, what I'm predicting this turn is he trades here, so I can trade into there. I mean, he has 2 cards in hand, yeah. And then he has a 7/6 attacking my face, gives me 2 runes to do new things on my turn. Speaking of which, Indral Archmage is still a 6/6 guard. So, he's not completely out of the picture. Especially if I can get to trade my 3/2 into the ward there, because then Indral guaranteed gets a kill on this, right? Unless he has his 3rd Murkwater Skirmisher. By the way, this is the only game I've ever seen it played, although I've heard Murkwater Skirmishers are being played a lot now. Just because they're cool.
Your destruction is at hand.
A Brutal Ashlander. Okay. He could have a sacrifice card, but I doubt it. And if he does, though, that's cool. Alright. Now, in an ideal world, I would use Necrom to gain an extra 3 life off of this, because that's most of the reason why we have Necrom is to get the extra 3 life. At least as far as I see. Ice Storm doesn't work here, because it doesn't kill him. But Indral Archmage does, in theory. He's got only 1 card in his hand, he's going to have 2 next turn, I have 18 health. I don't think I can die next turn. Now, what can he do? I can see him giving this lethal and getting a 50-50 chance to just kill Indral Archmage, but actually no, that wipes his board. I really don't see how this man is going to die without destroying the board.
Careful there, friend.
Now he's completely empty, so I don't just win. That's not how this game works. So you know what we do? We play our... Nope, we draw a card first. Play it into this lane because I'm going to play my... Oh, this is fantastic.
My sword
It's exactly what I wanted to draw into, which is why you draw your card before you play your card you would have played. And now I've got a creature in each lane to trade with any, I don't know, Tazcad in 2 turns. Tazcad could be a problem, except for the fact that we have Lightning Bolt. Oh no, you're going to get a free trade into my 3/1, or 2 damage to my face, and a free card. He did effectively kill this card for now, though.
I'll fight to my last breath.
Okay.
Careful there, friend.
I must say, this is an interesting deck he's playing. I think he is in this deck so he can re-pump up creatures with that Goblin buffing card, which I don't know the name of quite yet. Alright, and this is a pretty prime board to do a really cool combo. We have 3 Glass Gasps. This one actually does count. Usually this Last Gasp would do nothing, but we have Goblin Skulk in our hand, and he does not have any removal cards. I'm going to put Necrom in this lane, so that way, just in case if he pulls anything funny with his 3/3 board, I have a way of dealing with it. Alright, that's cool. Triggered all those. And now we end. We don't attack his face, because we want to build up our board a little bit more to just guarantee the win. So that way he doesn't play any prophecies and kill us. Because keep in mind, we still have 16 health, which is pretty finite, or finite. But we have plenty of ways to keep that high in this deck. That's okay. Alright, I think next turn I want to Altar of Despair. Sacrifice this man here. Alternatively, I could cast Sage's Agent and get a guard into this lane and this lane, and summon another creature. And I like that play a bit more. So, I'm not going to give him any runes this turn. I'm never going to give him runes. So, we got ourselves a 2/1, and a Mighty Ally, which does not trigger. Alright. And we're trading so that our creatures still live because he has no cards in hand. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 damage on the board. Not quite enough to kill him with. So, if we play our Altar of Despair, sacrifice him, we get 2 creatures. One of them is anywhere between 0 and 10 mana. The other one is not Unglim Listener, actually. That would turn into a sweet roll. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to replace this man and place our... Does it have to attack a creature? Oh, I can deal 1 damage to his face, which is not ideal, but it's better than killing one of my own creatures. And now I will use Altar of Despair. Sacrifice Unglim and get another card. You see how this deck works? It's a very good deck. I like it. Alright. And we have an Elusive Schemer into the deck. And we probably even have a second Cruel Firebloom in the deck. Yes, we do. So our Goblin Skulk is alright. Alright, kills a 5/1. And stops a lot of face damage. Alright, cool. However, we actually hit him and give him a rune. I'm playing Elusive Schemer. Let's attack here and here. It doesn't really matter how we did it, as long as we keep the 3/1 alive. And we will draw this card. Get another Dragonfall Mage. And we will sacrifice our Lonesome Guy to summon a 2-drop in the deck. Fighter's Guild Recruit. Awesome. Now we have 10, 12, 15, 19, 22, 23 damage on the board. And I have a lightning bolt in my hand. So we can win the game next turn. Provided he has no prophecies. And considering he's running this and the Shadow Swap, or Shadow Shift, he is likely to have the Prophecy Dune Smuggler, or Dune Trader, or whomever. So let's just attack with the highest damage characters first. And we're attacking with this way because there was no way we were going to get a 6 damage attack or more onto his face so that he would not get one of his prophecies. We're attacking with the big ones first in case he gets a lightning bolt. And he did not get it. So we're going to lightning bolt him. Victory. So, I hope you see that this deck takes a while to win, but it just ultimately wins. It's ridiculous. We are facing the Unvanquished Heisenberg 22. Playing a Sorcerer deck, which could mean he's aggressive, could mean he's late game. But, either way, I think we need a better 2-drop. This is good early game. And we have the ring, so I think I'm going to keep the Sage's Agent, actually. And a Rock Mage is a pretty bad draw, but you say hello. I'm figuring if I can draw Moongloom, or another 2-drop, because I have many of them. Oh, or not. I could have elixired it out. But he is not playing anything turn 1. Likely going to play a Crystal Tower Crafter. No, Crystal Tower Crafter. We're going to save this for when it holds value. And if he's going to play Alter Sorcerer, which I've never heard of, he's going to do it though. That's cool. Alright. Now, if we play our Sage's Agent, he gets incredible value. But if we play our Shrieking Harpy, he gets incredible value. Daggerfall Mage is just a good card. Because if we don't have to execute, it's value. You know what I should have let him do? I should have let him hit me. Just this once, because this Ring of Magical only has 3 uses. And realistically, I could have just waited till I had a way better option of dealing with this Daggerfall Mage. Because he's obviously not aggressive, as his first play was a Daggerfall Mage, and that's just a 2-2. Even though it's just an amazing card, so he's probably not playing an aggressive deck. That is so amazing if he doesn't play another card. Because we can Lightning Bolt his 3-3 and make him not get the value. Ah, never mind. I think he saw through that. Okay. And next turn he has 5 mana to play how many ever creatures he wants. So I think we will not ever be able to eradicate this, except by Ice Storm next turn. So what are we going to do this turn? Now, I could use the Elixir to play Daggerfall Mage and Shrieking Harpy, but I'd rather just play the Daggerfall Mage and see what happens. I'm predicting that he is going to play this Tome of Alteration onto him, so that they can trade into him and both live. Alright, so he did that part. Now he has 1 mana left, no ring. Oh, what? He's just going face. That is rather funny, because now... either way I'm going to lose this Daggerfall Mage. Because if I trade it here first, and then Ice Storm, it's over. However, he has a big hand. It's just, this is the only opportunity I'm going to get to not let the Haunting Spirit trigger. You see, it gets most of its value by the fact that its last gasp will make it 3 mana, 6/6 stats in total. And we just denied it. Now that's a big problem, not because it's getting in life, but because it's a 6-power creature with breakthrough, so this Varanus Courier won't do very much. However, check this out. We have this Shrieking Harpy that just negates 6 damage right there. And who else do I want to throw at this man? How about the House Kinsman? That'll get us some life. So I will shackle him, and what's the chance he's running Drez Renegade, which makes him immune to shackles? I'm going to put our House Kinsman here. And if he clears this board with a spell, like maybe a Firestorm, or an Ice Storm, is that what it's called? Yeah, Ice Storm or Firestorm, then we don't really do very much. You know what, I just realized, guys. We could have used Cruel Firebloom, and that would have been probably the best target in the game for Cruel Firebloom. So if he kills this Shrieking Harpy, it's just our fault. We really should have just played House Kinsman or Varanus Courier, and Cruel Firebloomed, which would have been cool. And instead, we didn't look through our hand that thoroughly, but it's alright. It's alright. Good news is he's not killing me yet, and the later this game goes, the higher my— oh! Alright. Wow. So now Firebloom doesn't work, because it can hit this ward and do 0 damage. Which isn't my favorite. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna play this Varanus Courier. I forgot that doesn't draw you a card. It's the Thieves Guild Recruit that draws you cards. So I want to play the Thieves Guild Recruit first, before you play the Varanus Courier. That is incredible. Now, unfortunately, I'm not gonna use the Cruel Firebloom this turn. And next turn, he has 8 mana to play however many creatures he wants. He could play his entire hand if he's really up for it. So I don't know what to do, man. I will do this though, because that's the only other card I can play other than Cruel Firebloom. Even if we use the ring, we have all 4 mana cards. Next turn we can either play 2 4 manas or the 8 mana man. You remember the 8 mana man is amazing because he's just 6 everywhere. Now it's getting annoying because Cruel Firebloom increasingly does nothing. And I don't have my second Ice Storm. So who knows, maybe he can destroy me. We'll have to see. Now if I play the Sage or Sage in here, he's going to kill it. I have a 2/1, he's probably going to kill it, and he has a 5 whatever and a 6 power whoever. That's not cool. And if I play the Archmage here, he's probably going to kill it and have a 6/6 breakthrough. I lose out in so many ways right now. So I would say I need more cards. Obviously I don't though. So here's what I'd like to do. I want to trade him here. Lightning Bolt, the Night Shadow. Play the Sage or Sage over here. So that way he does all the trading things with it, and I can play an Archmage. And then we'll all be merry. And I'll save this Shrieking Harpy here, just because, instead of Cruel Fireblooming, because Cruel Firebloom can only hurt me right now, really. That's the turn I saw. I will admit, though, the way he's playing with more late game cards is scaring me, because that means it's just going to be harder for me to deal with him as he's getting to the top deck game, which he's totally not in right now, by the way. So I am curious as to what his moves are. That was pretty predictable. I was just checking really quick if he doubled his power and toughness instead of being 3/3, because if he doubled his power and toughness, you could have had a 10/10 with the Tome of Alteration. Just guaranteed. Now, Indral Archmage looks good, except the fact that we can only, with the ring, Goblin Skull next turn, which does essentially nothing. And that's extra scary, because we can't Cruel Firebloom it. That doesn't do anything for us right now. Varanus Courier can block 7 damage if he has no actions to deal with it in this lane, but in this lane, it blocks 3 damage because it has Breakthrough. I would really like, well, Ice Storm wouldn't help us here, so what can we do? We can Indral Archmage this lane. And I think the worst that could happen is he gets 2 wards in the same turn and becomes a 12/12. And we could prevent this from happening, really, with Cruel Firebloom, which is not going to hit the Nagleaf. If I remember correctly, the Cruel Firebloom never hits Nagleaf. So tell you what, we're going to do it. We're going to be crazy. Now, here's the problem. Look at his hand size. It's actually really big. Now, I want to play the Goblin Skulk here, which right now would only get us our second Cruel Firebloom, unless if we already cast one this turn. This game. Nope, we've only cast 1. We could kill it. We could make that a 9/9! What's cool is we have the Varanus Courier to block it. And we just drew 1 more card.
I am a child of darkness.
That is actually really awesome, because that's his entire turn, and Cruel Firebloom does not hit Nagleaf. We're about to test it. Ready? Now, unfortunately, he's going to draw Firebolt. Or Lightning Bolt. Yes! And would you check... Okay, what am I going to do with the rest of the turn? I know I'm going to sacrifice a creature. Probably this 2/2, because it's not going to do anything. And And then he has a 9/9, which I'm going to play this Varanus Courier. Thieves Guild Recruit. Let's play the Thieves Guild Recruit. Let's draw. That changes. Oh, again, proccing the Thieves Guild Recruit's effect of reducing the cost of the card is amazing. And what are we going to do with the rest of our turn? We could Fate Weaver. We could Varanus Courier. I want a Varanus Courier. And Daggerfall Mage. That's a really good idea. Ready? I think I'm going to sacrifice the 2/2 and not the 1/2. So, it's not going to hit Nogleave, right? Yes, because it can't hit Nogleave. I still don't know if that's true or not. It's just... And Daggerfall Mage. Whoop. Thank you, Darth Vader. Now, this Stone of Alteration doesn't do very much, I know. And he has a 9/9. Oh, okay. So he just hit me in the face for 9 again, and I'm almost dead. It's really dangerous, really. I don't have any more sacrifice spells to kill this Barmora Spy Master. I think he's won this one. This can draw us a card, but with 7 mana left, this could draw us a card and would not solve this problem. Unless if it's a Shrieking Harpy. He still has 10 damage on the board either way. Well, let's do it.
So, it has been written.
Does that change anything? No. Alright, good game. He beat the Altar Assassin. So that's how you beat Altar Assassin. Is with your mid-E game. Alright. Mid-E game. Nice. Alright, and our final game today is versus Captain Hulk. As opposed to Captain Hook. Another Assassin deck. Well, this looks good on paper. It's really terrible because these do nothing for me in the early game. And Necrom's a 5-drop. And we do not have the Ring. We do, however, get a much better opening hand. And by the way, I'd much prefer to play anything other than the Thieves Guild Recruit on turn 2, because, like I said, it's more of a combo card with Wismother, even though it can reduce the cost of Wismother. You know what, we're actually going to play it, because I'd rather lose... Oh, man, another Thieves Guild Recruit proc. I told you, this deck just has a thing for reducing the cost of 7 mana and up cards. Alright, so maybe he killed my 1/1, or 1/2. I'm totally okay with trading a Goblin Skulk into a 3/2 if it means saving myself some life, but I really like the Daggerfall Mage play. Into this lane. And what can we do next turn? A number of things. Varanus Courier, House Kinsman, Goblin Skulk. Where did he get that? Not from a Daggerfall Mage, which is interesting. Which means this turn I could perfectly play... Oh, yeah, I will take 3 more damage. Okay, so here's what I could do. If I play this HSH in here, and trade this into here, it's a 5/2. Really? I could take another 5 damage. Or can I? Because this is scary. He still has 4 cards. I'm already down at 21 at this turn. So I think I want to play the HSH in here to avoid the most damage possible. And we don't attack his face. I'm still going to take 3 damage, however, and I don't like it. I really don't like it.
What have we here?
He cannot play the reduced card this turn, so that's just a dead card right now. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, ho, ho. Let's see what we're trying to do there.
I must apologize. Smile on Kaji.
Fates. Are you going to do another luck play? Nope. Well, actually, that was incredibly terrible for him, unfortunately, because that triggered my Daggerfall Mage, even though he was already going to trade in there. Altar Despair ×2 does really nothing for me. This turn we have 2 mana left to Goblin Skulk, so I'm going to Varanus Courier and Goblin Skulk. I do want to play it in this lane, because that's 2 creatures in each lane. Just good for trading in general, even though this is a stealth lane. This will not kill the Varanus Courier. It simply gains me life and draws me a card, essentially. Wow. Golden Cruel Firebloom looks really cool, by the way. Oh, that was fantastic for him. Fighters go recruit. Just gonna go here. Now, it's turn 6. And look at my hand. Look at his. I think I won the game. Just a theory. I'm going to do this for him because I don't want any funny business there. I would Tome of Alter. Yeah, I'm going to Tome of Alteration. Oh, the Tome of Alteration on this guard creature, and trade it in here to this. Why? Because I like having a big guard creature, and I was never going to use the Tome of Alteration anyways. And I think I will save these 2 cards for our Wisp Mother, which we can drop next turn, and he has 4 cards to deal with it, one of which could not be Lightning Bolt to deal with this, really. He's played 2 Cruel Fire Blooms, though, so maybe he'll play a card. We'll just have to wait and see. Wisp Mother either gets killed or doesn't. Alright, if he's got a 3rd Vernus Courier, he just killed this 4-2. He did draw a lot of cards. Alright, this is fantastic. Now, if he plays 2 creatures, shackle him. 4 creatures, shackle him. It's 1 creature, we can shackle it. I have a feeling, though, this is a card played for a Leaf Lurker on the next turn, or a finish off. That, however, is incredibly dangerous, which is why we shackle it. We do not have the ring, and I just want to get this dealt with. So, I think we're going to play the Altar of Despair, play a Shrieking Harpy ×2 to shackle both creatures. Alright. And we're going to sacrifice 1 Harpy to the altar to get 2 Night Mother listeners. 2 listeners. And I sacrificed the Harpy in this lane because there's pressure here. And amazing. Oh, thank you. Those will kind of come in handy. I mean, we do have a second Altar of Despair, so we will have to see. Again, we don't attack his face yet, because we don't truly have the win yet. We're still at 13 health, which means 3 Lightning Bolts, and then we're done. Okay, that's actually pretty unlucky for me, because now I don't have a... Oh, okay. That's really gonna hurt. He only has 2 cards in hand, yeah, but that's really gonna hurt, because that's a lot of creatures. Good news, though. Guys, we just found a way out of this. Now, before we Ice Storm, I am actually going to sacrifice... No, I'm not going to sacrifice this Harpy. I'm going to attack with that Harpy. I'm going to sacrifice Ungulum to get the... Yes! Yes! That's exactly who I wanted. The Bamora Spymaster. So when I Ice Storm, I get like Odoving or something. Golden Saint does not trigger. And that does not hit face anymore. Still okay. And then what do we do with the rest of our turn? I think we play our House Kinsman, number 1, in the hopes that we can play our House Kinsman number 2 and draw one of our 3 Necron Masterminds that are still in our 35 card deck. And speaking of the 35 cards, 6 of those are... I forgot what you called them. 6 of them are the Dark Brotherhood Assassins, which draw us 2 cards for 1 mana because of this Wisp Mother. Congratulations. Check out that. Alright. We can get a 3 mana card from our Altar of Despair, but realistically that means a Daggerfall Mage, a House Kinsman, probably a Daggerfall Mage. We can also play the second Altar of Despair and draw 2 cards for 6 mana, which I'm not entirely opposed to. So how about we... I just don't know what to do anymore. I think we play our second Wisp Mother for good measure. And we fill our board with Thieves Guild recruits by playing 3 of them. Draw 3 cards. Mundus Stone. It's fantastic. Fighters Guild recruit. That's fantastic. That's 3 Fighters Guild recruits if we really wanted it. Alright, and now it's a 3 mana card, and it wouldn't get duplicated from... Oh, that's just fantastic. So now we have... Okay, assuming he doesn't have 3 burn spells in his hand that just kill me outright. Correct? Okay, he's smart. He's going for the face because he has 2 lightning bolts or 2 crushing blows. He can win the game. Come to think of it, he also has Tazcat in the deck. So I need to sacrifice these 3/2s now. Or draw into my favorite card, Necron Mastermind. I do have the Mundus Stone for the drains, but that's next turn. My hand is already full. Okay. So I know I can get 3 life. and then I will summon my Sage's Agent, right? Yes, Sage's Agent, that's a guard. I'm actually going to throw the Thieves Guild Recruit in here for no reason, just because I want to. And what's unfortunate is I can only play 2 guards here, so if 2 of these cards are like removals, he can hit me for quite a lot of damage next turn, which I don't like. So how about we do this? Actually, that was a misplay. I think I should have played the Varanus Couriers, because the Varanus Couriers cannot be duplicated. And I also was going to play the Moonstone this turn, so I should have done that. You know what I will do instead? I can't sacrifice 2 creatures. I can only sacrifice 1 creature, so I can only play a singular Shrieking Harpy to shackle a singular so-and-so. That turn was horribly done, by the way. And I'm also going to play this House Kinsman to replace her, because I want to get as many of them on the board as possible. There's still totally a chance he can win. I am at 9 health and that's nothing, even though I have so much going for me. Which is why we don't attack him, because if we attacked him, we just give him more cards, more possibilities to win. And it's unfortunate these 2 House Kinsmen are going to give him a room. Okay, that's doable. I would really like a second Ice Storm. Does not matter. I think we're going to Indoril Archmage and sacrifice it. And we will get our Necron Mastermind. He is the only 5-drop in the deck. And yep, that is how you play this game. Good game. I think that was the best altar game we've played in this video. So if you learned anything, skip to the end now. If you learned anything from this video, it's to say hello at the beginning of all your games. And we won 3 games in play mode. Cool. So once again, thank you for watching. This has been the Altar Assassin deck made by Inez. And I will have a link of the deck in the description on legendstats.com. And now you know how to use it. It's just ridiculously powerful. I would agree. You can also swap some other cards in here. For example, I saw a certain player whose name I don't know swap Fate Reaver with the Kinral Burglar, wherever she may be. Aha, yes. And some other different things in here. But that's this deck. So thank you for watching. Remember to like all the videos you watch on YouTube. Leave a comment down below for conversation, because that's cool. Subscribe for more content if you want to see some content like this. And share this video with your friends if you think that they would like it as well. That'll be off today. See you guys.